From the land of conjurers, flying through the internet to your device like a UAP, hauntingly unexplained and downright weird. This is the witching hours, and we are ready to take off in the flash of an eye. Good evening to one and all, wherever and whenever you are listening to this program. I am Gina the Frost, and joining me once again, as always, Medium Jenny Lee. How are you doing, Medium Jenny Lee?
I think I'm okay.
You think you're okay?
Yeah. It's been a weird day. But how are you?
Well, maybe I'm in the same boat. I'm just scuffling through. Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm kind of, as I said on my stream Monday, I was kind of exhausted, but I'm excited to be here.
Yes.
Excited to be here. Lots of fun things going on, lots of fun things in the planning. How is everyone else doing this evening out there in the all in the interwebs? Welcome in CMC, welcome in Hoaxers, welcome in Keisha, welcome in all of you wonderful, wonderful people into the program tonight. No
And
guest
Norris.
tonight. Yeah, Norris,
Yes.
welcome in. And thank you for the Prime sub, Hoaxers. Always,
Yeah, Hoaxers.
always appreciated.
Amazing. Thank you.
So good things coming. On our last episode with Chat to Charlie, and I will be getting that up tomorrow.
I hope you guys enjoyed that one. I thought she was pretty fascinating.
Yeah, she was a fantastic guest, and I will be working on that tomorrow evening. I'll have that up tomorrow night. That's my plan. Once I come back from the factory tomorrow, is to get that edited and scratched down and put up into the interwebs. Because if you didn't catch it, it was a very interesting show, and that show could have gone a lot of different ways. I feel like there was so much to talk to her about. She had experienced so much, and I think we just kind of lightly talked about a multitude of things, and didn't really get a chance to do a deep dive on any of it. So maybe one day we can have her back. I know she's very busy.
I booked a 2-hour career reading with her right before my birthday. It's like my birthday present to myself.
So she made an impression on you, obviously.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. And the fact that she offers like a service that's specifically to help people with their small businesses was really exciting to me. You know, because she ran the best brothels in England. So
yeah. I mean,
I'm sure she can help me with my medium business.
There you go. Well, that's true. Yeah. I mean, good business sense is good business sense. It doesn't really matter what business you're in, you know.
No.
But well, no worries, Keisha. I will have it up soon. I'll have it up tomorrow evening. I'll be editing away and using up Prime internet, uploading it while Jenny's Friday night stream is going.
Yeah.
So.
Thanks. Appreciate
it.
I spent the whole morning redoing all my services on my website. And I think that's one of the reasons why my brain is frazzled, because I just don't even know. And then I took out all of our framed family pictures and laid them out in the kitchen everywhere. And I have no idea where to put any of them. So I'm just kind of, and I was supposed to go to an art gallery today and I didn't get to go because it was raining. So I don't know. I don't even know where I am right now. Hi, Amber. But yeah, I redid all my services on my website. So now I'm offering, before I only offered tarot videos, but now I'm offering tarot videos, tarot Google Meet appointments, and I set up in-person stuff, which is weird. Yeah. So I have in-person tarot and in-person medium. And I also set up group medium readings. And I put that I would do parties and events.
Got a bachelorette party?
Hey,
Let's go.
Luce. Yeah. So there's a lot of new things on there.
I feel like the party option, like the group option, could be more entertaining for you than the people who are getting the readings.
I've heard some stories about parties and events from other tarot and medium readers.
Yeah.
Yeah. I heard a horror story actually from one of my medium friends. She was hired to do an event, and it was supposed to be like a gallery reading with like a room full of people. But half of the people that were there didn't know that that's what they were there for. And it really, like, some of the people were really upset because it was not their jam, you know? Like, you got to be into this stuff. Like, you can't just show up to it and not know what it is. So, yeah, she was, the poor medium was very frazzled by
put
it.
in a tough position.
Mm-hmm.
Well, let's go over some of the stuff we have going on in the witching hours. And then we'll go
a week
over
from today.
Yeah, we have Mark Hunter Books returning to the show
For the third time.
Three time
Crushed velvet jacket.
Yeah.
For being on the witching hours 3 times in a row.
We've had some 2-timers, so he'll be the first 3-timer of the witching hours. So
repeat. Yeah.
Maybe we need to send him a hat or something after this, after the third time.
We should.
Yeah.
He needs a tumbler. Send him a sweatshirt. Yeah.
Yeah. And he's been a great guest
He seems like a tumbler guy. He needs a tumbler.
Yeah. Every time we have him on, we're like, man, we didn't get to talk about all the stuff we wanted to talk about. He's like, I'll come on anytime. Just let me know. If you got a spot that you need filled, let me know. I'll come on. So he's been a great friend of the show, and we're excited to have him back on. And there's a lot to talk about. The next confirmed guest we have is going to be September 7th, and that's going to be Brandon Schexnader. He also runs a paranormal, a podcast that focuses on ghosts, and he has some personal experiences. He will be coming on to talk about some of the things he's discussed on his podcast and personal experiences. He's also been like
a music guy,
a music producer and stuff like that. And he's worked with some very big Nashville names. We'll have him talk about what he's on, but definitely probably some people you've heard of before. So that'll be interesting. We have a lot of guests coming our way that I'm in contact with right now. I just don't have dates set up for them, and I will release those as soon as we get them. The only day we won't be doing a show is on the 31st. So the 31st of August, we won't be doing a show that night. We're going to be out of town that night. So,
yay, coffee.
The giveaway. We are hosting a giveaway.
Yes, you do need to tell everybody about the giveaway, because right now Keisha's going to be the winner.
It is 10 days into the giveaway. We're going to run it through the whole month of August. And
so you still have time, people.
Yeah.
And don't procrastinate.
A merch giveaway. It is go to Apple Podcasts, the Witching Hours page there, and leave us a review. A 5-star review would be wonderful. And then take a screenshot of that, and then make your way over to the YouTubes.com. Go to the Witching Hours podcast.
Prove that you're subscribed.
Yep. Take a screenshot there showing her a sub to us over on YouTube. All of this is free, by the way. And then go to the Discord, put both screenshots in the giveaway channel, and your name will be entered into the merch giveaway. And you can choose anything that's in the merch store, up to including, yes. I think the most expensive thing we have right now is the hoodie. That's like right around $30. So it's free money. free swag, free witching hours gear.
Yeah, and
And
Keisha was way ahead of the game because Keisha had already done the review in October.
yeah. And so some of you may have already done reviews and you're already subbed to us over there. And if you are, just go take a
Just
screenshot
gotta
of it
screenshot it,
and
plop
throw
it
it
in
up
the
there.
Discord.
And I think we already
Plop, plop.
decided that we will do the drawing on the 7th.
Okay.
So that way the last Thursday before that is the 31st. So we'll give you a whole extra week there to get that done. And then all the names will be put into, I'll have Jenny break out the wheel, the magical wheel.
The wheel of names.
And we'll
Wheel
get
of
that
weirdos.
The other thing I was talking about to catch up on businessy kind of stuff here was I don't know. We got channel points. I don't know what to do with them for this. Lots of things that we use channel points on in our community, all across different streamers and everything. But I haven't been sure how to implement them. What I did do is I lowered the cost to highlight your message. That way you can highlight easier. If you pop in, you don't have any points, you can get the points quick enough to highlight a message to ask the guest a question so we make sure, we don't miss it. But if you have some ideas.
But, what's appropriate when we have a guest that would be appropriate for channel point redemption?
If you have some ideas, then maybe some visual things, no audio. Because that's kind of what our subs and stuff are. Because we want to make sure we have the stuff on there, but the audio stuff isn't. So, maybe we could have like some questions in channel point redemptions, like
predetermined questions,
kind of like funny questions or something. Yeah, that we could have in there that are like worth a lot that people could redeem. That could be interesting. But if you have any ideas, throw them out there. Put them in Discord or whatever, and because it's like a tool there that we don't really get to use on this channel. So I was just thinking about that. And I think that pretty much covers what we have going on. Lots coming up. As soon as I get more guests confirmed, and they're coming, quite a few of them, and some very interesting topics, by the way. I know one Jenny was just like flying off the roof about. That seemed really interesting. So we're looking forward to it. And as soon as we get those confirmed, we will get them into Discord, make some flyers up our schedule, and get that in there for you. So this fall is going to be busy. And I know it sounds crazy because it's been hot. We've been flirting with like 100 degrees here. But it's really not that long until we're talking about the Halloween special.
Which will be our third one.
Yeah.
Isn't that crazy?
So that'll be what, our 2-year anniversary?
Yeah.
Okay.
We need to make it a party. A ghost party.
That's kind of good that this show's anniversary is Halloween.
Thanks, Little Wing. Flying off the roof on a broom. Appreciate it. Lisa's been watching Alien everything all week. Yeah.
Yeah. She's been doing a deep dive.
Yeah. Been trying to figure out who our Palladians are. I think she figured it out. Because I think our Palladians are different than what a lot of people see as Palladians.
Well, that goes into the whole thing of how do people come up with names for these? Because, like, that's a whole area of the sky.
Exactly. It's a whole area of the sky for us.
And I know, like, for instance, like, you can take one star in, like, the constellation Orion. And so you could just say for a second, you could travel to that star. One of the other stars in Orion could be like just as far from each other as we are from Orion. So to them, like, the constellation has no bearing. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like,
it's only relevant to us.
It's only relevant to us and how they're positioned in the sky. Like, it has no actual, no bearing on where they're from at all.
So I guess that's what they're calling themselves, so we know where they're from.
The area of the sky that they're from.
Yeah.
Yeah, because they're not even giving you an exact star. They're just saying like, hey,
No,
this general
we're from
vicinity.
the Pleiades, which
Yeah.
is like a lot. Yeah.
So that's always been interesting to like figure out as more and more people say that they've had experiences with certain types of entities or species or extraterrestrials. It's always
Hmm.
like, who are these exactly?
Yeah, Luz
Um,
was saying that she thinks most of what we know about them are from people who channel them or remember them from a lifetime. Yeah.
well, I
Yep.
didn't. I didn't talk the last time we did the remote viewing. I don't know if I really got to talk to you about this, but it was interesting because we did. I had seen. I can't remember which remote viewing thing it was, but I had seen an alien, and I said it was like a kind of like a, what I would think of as like a lizard person,
Hmm.
but it wasn't at all like typical. It was like it was like a it seemed female, and it actually was like very pretty and
Mm.
ethereal, but it just had
Hmm.
some like reptilian
Hmm.
kind of attributes to it. So,
And then I saw one that looked like a snake, which I had never heard of before.
mm,
Yeah.
and this was much more humanoid. There were just some
Hmm.
features that were kind of reptilian,
Yeah.
but it could be not reptilian at all. It could just be like my bias of it. You know what I mean? Like,
Hmm.
so.
I don't know if Priestess Wonderland is here right now, but I have gone down the rabbit hole on that Dr. Suzanne Spooner, the one that we watched last time with the lady who said that we had alien invasion and that nobody remembers because they rewound our time. Holy moly. Like, I've listened to two more full hypnosis sessions, and both of them were just amazing. And I started another one. It's like they're just unbelievable. So I highly recommend checking those out again, or if you haven't already.
Excellent. Well, are we ready for the news?
Yeah. Time for the weird news.
All right. Well, I didn't know about this until I got home today, but Maui is surveying the burned wreckage caused by the deadliest U.S. wildfires in years.
Oh no.
Um, a search of the wildfire devastation of the Hawaiian island of Maui revealed a wasteland of obliterated neighborhoods and landmarks charred beyond recognition as the death toll rose to at least 36, with an untold number missing.
No, that's
A
terrible.
flyover of historic Lahaina showed entire neighborhoods that had been a vibrant vision of color and island life reduced to gray ash. Block after block was nothing but rubble and blackened foundations, including along famous Front Street where tourists shopped and dined just days ago. Boats in the harbor were scorched and smoke hovered over the town, which dates to the 1700s and is the biggest community on the island's west side.
Wow.
Um,
That's awful.
It looked like they were trying to get out, but were stuck in traffic and couldn't get off Front Street, she said. She later spotted a body leaning against a seawall, said
Mm.
Tiffany Kidder Wynn, a gift store um, owner who's has one of the oldest shops in town. And she was one of many who had her shop destroyed.
Wow.
The destruction was so widespread, she said, I couldn't even tell where I was because of all the landmarks, because all the landmarks were gone. This was fueled by a dry summer and strong winds from a passing hurricane. So essentially, like a wildfire started, and then a hurricane came close by,
Mm. Blew it
like that
around. Yeah.
pushed wind up towards our region, and that sent the flames out of control. And
Mm.
so it's the deadliest wildfire in the United States in a few years since that one that happened in California.
It's
Was
awful.
that Paradise, California? That
Yeah. Something
had
like
the
that.
several
Yeah.
fires. Um, let's see
My mom and my aunt are supposed to go to to go to Hawaii in October.
the Hawaii. So right now, the official death toll stood at 36 late Wednesday, making it the U.S. deadliest U.S. wildfire since the 2018 Camp Fire in California, which killed at least 85 people and laid waste to the town of Paradise. The Hawaii toll.
Lou said she think they think it's up to 53 now.
It could be. The Hawaii toll could rise. That's like what I was just getting ready to read there. As rescuers reach parts of the island that had been inaccessible due to obstructions of the 3 ongoing fires, and the worst one is 80% contained, according to Maui County News. More than 270 structures have been damaged or destroyed, and dozens of people have been injured, including some critically. So yeah, they're still in the process of finding out what the numbers are going to be there, but that's definitely sad news, and just not a place you think of wildfires happening on islands in the ocean. But
oh no, and she said that's where they were going, so they might not be able to go now.
Okay.
Dang.
Well, sorry to bring that news.
Yeah, CNN reported it was 53 about 45 minutes ago.
Okay. Yeah. Well, thank you for that update. And I'm sure those numbers will probably continue to rise, unfortunately. So we wish the best for all those people going through that tough time out there right now. I can't imagine.
Unbelievable.
Especially like on an island where it's just really hard to get resources and stuff in. I mean, I lived on an island, and there's just things you don't think about. Like getting resources and stuff like that can be a difficult and timely process. And so hopefully I'm wishing the best for all those people out there. Story number 2, powerful sunstorm knocks out radio transmissions across North America. The sun unleashed its second X flare in less than 3 days, and we should brace for more such activity. A powerful solar flare disrupted radio and navigation signals across North America on Monday and prompted space weather forecasters to issue warnings because of energetic particles hitting Earth. The flare, classified as an X 1.5, was the 20th X flare, the most potent solar flare category of the current 11-year solar cycle, which will reach its maximum next year. Solar flares are energetic flashes of radiation that explode from magnetically dense, cool regions on the sun's surface known as sunspots. Traveling at the speed of light, the photons from these flares arrive at our planet in 8 minutes. As the radiation from the flares interacts with particles in the Earth's ionosphere, the region of the atmosphere at altitudes between 50 and 400 miles, it supercharges them. This changes then affect radio and satellite signals that pass through this region.
Keisha just shared a video of really up close, detailed video of the surface of the sun that was really interesting. And it's beautiful and terrifying to see like what it really looks like up close, you know?
Yeah.
CMC said that people were being interviewed at the Seattle airport last night that came in from Maui.
Wow. Something to keep an eye on because in addition to these 2 powerful flares, the sun unleashed multiple moderate class flares in recent days, 3 of which occurred in the last 24 hours. And the Met Office has issued a warning for a mild solar radiation storm due to the presence of charged solar particles in Earth's atmosphere. They can damage satellites in orbit. The current event, a mild Category 1, should, however, be rather harmless. In the meantime, these experts are bracing for the arrival of 2 coronal mass ejections, huge clouds of magnetized gas that frequently escape from the sun together with solar flares.
You think they could have come up with a better name for that? You know,
CMEs.
I've complained about what scientists name things before.
Yeah, that's usually half of your commentary during the news.
Coronal mass ejection.
CMEs that hit Earth can cause a different type of phenomenon known as geomagnetic storms as they interact with our planet's magnetic field.
And the ring wormholes, hosters.
This goes for all of you out there listening and in chat. Dream of being a monster hunter? New search for mythical Loch Ness creature needs volunteers.
I'm going. Let's go.
A tourism group says it's running the largest search for Nessie in decades.
Yes.
The Loch Ness Center announced it's set to begin the biggest search in over 50 years for the mythical creature known as Nessie, and volunteers are needed. In partnership with research team Loch Ness Exploration, the tourist attraction is looking for volunteers to join in a search for the legendary monster from August 26th through the 27th. The search is dubbed the biggest of its kind since the Loch Ness Investigation Bureau studied the lake in 1972. Over the weekend, surveying equipment that has never been used on Loch Ness before will be enlisted to uncover the secrets of the mysterious waters. This includes thermal drones to produce thermal image of the water from the air using infrared cameras, as observing heat from above could provide a crucial component for identifying any mysterious anomalies. The Loch Ness Center said in an announcement on its website. The Loch Ness Center is looking for volunteers to take part in a surface watch of the loch to keep an eye out for breaks in the water and any inexplicable movements. Volunteers will be briefed on what to look out for and how to record their findings. So if anybody has any spare time and some spare cash to book a flight to Scotland, that could be interesting.
You can make that my birthday present. Send me to Scotland for the weekend to watch the waters of the Loch Ness.
Well, we have some people already over there, right? We could talk to Chat to Charlie, Greatest Good, Tarot, and Michael Mantis, and get a on-site reporter.
Yeah,
a live reporting.
A live report
from Loch Ness.
The Loch Ness.
Someone has to make that happen.
CMC was saying there was a lot of auroras the other day from all of the solar stuff that was happening.
There's been a lot of auroras this whole year. Like they've even said that it's been possible to see the aurora borealis from Virginia, which we're normally not even near.
Not even close. Yeah. I ain't scared either, Luce. I ain't scared of no Loch Ness monster.
Are they looking for bait? Yeah. Feel free to sign up. Story number 4, ancient mud cracks on Mars point to conditions favorable for life. Surface patterns suggest the planet had an early climate.
Let me look at your mud cracks.
Sustained wet, dry cycling.
Let me have a look at your mud cracks. You got any life in the mud cracks? Perhaps your mud cracks had a coronal mass ejection. I swear I haven't been drinking today. I'm just drinking water. Go ahead, Frosty. What are they talking about? Mud cracks?
Today, the planet is frigid, dry, and inhospitable. Billions of years ago, water flowed through rivers and filled lakes. Now, the discovery of distinctive mud cracks on the planet's surface suggests ancient Mars cycled through sustained wet and dry seasons for millions of years. I can put a picture of what they're talking about up there, but if you've ever seen you know what I'm talking about, when you have like an open field of mud and it'll have like a crack.
I can't do this one.
All right, I'm going to find the picture.
It's just water. And I don't smoke anything, so yeah. It must be all the solar flares making me a little cracked out.
Yeah. I'm gonna
put a picture of the mud cracks up. Let's see the mud cracks. Oh my goodness. So the mud cracks are proving that there was probably water on Mars or some kind of liquid. Is that what they're saying?
I just put the picture up on Discord.
Yeah, look at those mud cracks.
So, I mean, we've all seen it before on Earth.
Yeah.
So, I mean, it's not an unfamiliar.
It's just the name of it. The names of these things are hilarious.
Well, the people who are naming them aren't in kindergarten, evidently.
I'll be subbing for kindergarten soon.
Yeah.
See, that's why. Yeah. No, those are very interesting looking mud cracks because it's weird because it almost looks like some sort of tracks, like tire tracks or something.
Well, I mean, it's just a muddy area from when it's wet, and then when it dries, it creates that look, and then it gets wet again, and then it dries again, and then it gets wet again. There's no alien RAV4s like running through the
No.
desert or anything.
How do you know? What was the movie? Was it Wall-E? No. Was it? Yeah, it is. Is the Wall-E movie, right? Or no, it wasn't Wall-E. It was another movie where there's a little rover thing on an alien planet, and its only job is to pick up rocks for samples. But there's like this whole alien civilization that's living there. It doesn't even notice it because the only job it has is to pick up rocks. I can't remember what movie that was. The aliens were like 1950s ish America. It was weird. Anyway, yeah. It's interesting. I wouldn't expect a part of the Mars surface to look like that.
Article number 5. Humanity is on the brink of major scientific breakthroughs, but nobody seems to care.
Nobody cares.
See story 4. That's why we can't talk about this stuff, because nobody cares. It just
it's a name shit. So weird.
It's coronal mass injections and mud cracks, and nobody cares.
Cracks.
So that's
it's idiocracy. What did the article say, though, about the specific things that we're about to break through?
So, to read the article, almost exactly a decade ago at the Milken Institute's annual conference in 2013, a discussion among some of Silicon Valley's most powerful figures weighed up a critical question: where's the good stuff? Peter Thiel, a billionaire investor who was a panelist at the event, reckoned it was fair to ask if any and all innovation that we could offer were iPhones that allowed people to send pictures to their cat halfway around the world. Not the most compelling reason to be a techno optimist by his estimation. It's not surprising attitude from the man who also wrote "We wanted flying cars, instead we got 140 characters." Happy for Thiel, the good stuff may be coming, but the techies and scientists need to get better at marketing their wares. Almost anyone who regularly uses the internet will understand the potential of artificial intelligence, thanks to OpenAI's release of ChatGPT. And the mass understanding of these has undeniably supercharged the field of AI. But other equally society-changing discoveries may be on the way, and should provoke as much public excitement. And then it goes on to talk about the discovery last month in South Korea for LK99, the superconductor, which is still in the news and is still very much split. People are saying there's still a chance for this. Some people are completely writing this off at this point, so we'll keep up to date there, but the science is still being worked on there. And they estimate that this would, the original researchers said, quote, "This would be a new era for humankind. That's the kind of potential that this would have. Since the
Mm-hmm.
findings were not peer-reviewed, the announcement was first met with skepticism. Still, few people understand the significance of discovering it. It also emerged that U.S. scientists had achieved net energy gain in a fusion reaction. For the second time, the Financial Times reported. This adds significant heft to the case made by nuclear energy advocates who say nuclear is nothing to be scared of and a good source of green energy.
Except for the millions of tons of waste that it produces that we have no idea what to do with.
So this part of the article is basically talking about how scientists aren't doing a good job, or maybe even the media, like the tech media, isn't doing a good job of explaining what the importance is behind these discoveries, like what it could lead to. But sometimes, things are going to have a huge, they're going to be impactful, but you don't necessarily know what that impact is going to be. I mean, when you had, the Apple computer come out in the 70s, Steve Jobs wasn't thinking of the iPhone then. Like, he wouldn't know that the portable, computer would lead to that. So I think, that's part of the
You
problem
don't
is that they
always
don't
know what
necessarily know.
what the discovery is going to lead to.
Let's see. Another issue, according to Silicon Valley's accelerationist crowd, is an apparent fear of progress. Mark Andreessen, a venture capitalist who is Thiel's
That's nothing new.
co-panelist, said during a recently aired podcast that the world had bifurcated into two domains since the 1970s that is split where progress can and can't be made. Andreessen said that the world of bits that could constitute everything from the internet to social media has been taken staggering leaps forward, while the world of atoms that constitute things like nuclear energy has been lost to decades of stagnation. If you're in the virtual world, it's like, wow, it's amazing. Everything is spectacular, he said. The minute you get into a car, the minute you plug something into a wall, the minute you eat food, you're still living in the 1950s. That stagnation occurs in part, Andreessen said, because of what happens when a new technology interacts with social systems. What it does is it threatens to upend the social order, he says. The impact of any new technology on society is supposed to be thoroughly examined. OpenAI CEO Sam Altman has been put through the ringer by Congress and other lawmakers globally for AI's potential impact on jobs, its misinformation, and its potential to sway elections. But if Andreessen and his ilk want the general public to get excited by nuclear energy and superconductors, they may have the answer in ChatGPT. Humans need to see and understand the benefits of progress for themselves.
I mean, it's always been like that. It's always been that way.
Yeah, I think I would debate some of the stuff in this article, which I think I already have. You never know where technology is going to lead. Like, something is big and there's potential for it, but you don't necessarily know where that potential is going to go.
There's a really great quote from The Secret Garden, the book The Secret Garden, which was written, in like the early 1900s? And it's exactly what we're talking about. I'll see if I can find it while you're continuing the weird news.
But the reason I wanted to read about this article is because we had been talking about this with the subcommittee hearings on UAPs. And then the superconductor news came out, which isn't verified, but the news was still out there. And then there's just been all kinds of technology news coming out in the last couple of weeks. And I didn't feel like people were talking about it. I went out to lunch with some friends and they hadn't heard anything about it. And I went back to work and started kind of questioning some of my colleagues, asking them what they thought about things, and they hadn't heard anything about it. And if they had, it was just like, and then lots of the reaction on the internet has just been kind of ho hum about things, and it's not a big deal. And it's just not the reaction that I was necessarily expecting. So it's
But
just kind
like
of
we said
interesting.
before, it's like maybe that's the response they're hoping for. I found the quote. So this is from the book The Secret Garden by Frances Hogston Burnett. I don't know when it was written, but it's it's a fairly old book. It says, "At first people refuse to believe that a strange new thing can be done. Then they begin to hope it can be done. Then they see it can be done. Then it is done, and all the world wonders why it was not done centuries ago." Hey, Allison.
Yeah.
Isn't that perfect? It like sums it all up perfectly.
Yeah.
It's like people don't want to think that anything can be done, and then they want it to be done. And then when it is done, they're like, why the hell didn't we do this before?
Yeah.
Because you didn't think it could be done. And you poo-pooed on it like forever, just like we are right now about the superconductors and the aliens and,
And that was published in 1911.
there you go. The book's over 100 years old. People are always the same throughout time. It doesn't ever change.
And the last story we have for this evening is fourth dimension breakthrough. New metamaterial controls energy waves. Scientists engineered a synthetic metamaterial to direct mechanical waves along a specific path, which adds an innovative layer of control to 4D reality, otherwise known as synthetic dimension. Everyday life involves 3 dimensions, or 3D, along an X, Y, and Z axis, or up and down, left and right, and forward and back. But in recent years, scientists like Walang Hong, the Huber and Helen Croft Chair in Engineering at the University of Missouri, have explored a 4th dimension, or synthetic dimension, as an extension of our current physical reality.
Why are they referring to it as a synthetic dimension?
We'll get there.
Okay.
Well, and that's a good question, because I thought the same thing, because I had always thought that the 4th dimension was time. So we'll see here. Recently, Huang, together with a team of scientists in the Structured Materials and Dynamics Lab at the MU College of Engineering, achieved a significant breakthrough. They successfully created a new synthetic metamaterial with 4D capabilities. This includes the ability to control energy waves on the surface of a solid material. These energy waves, referred to as mechanical surface waves, or is that an okay name?
What is it?
Mechanical surface waves.
Yeah, I like that one.
Okay, we can do that one.
I can't make fun of that one. I mean, I probably could if you give me long enough, but it doesn't make me crack up laughing like mud cracks.
Are fundamental to how vibrations travel along the surface of solid materials. While the team's discovery at this stage is simply a building block for other scientists to take and adapt as needed, the material also has the potential to be scaled up for larger applications related to civil engineering, micro electromechanical systems, and national defense uses. So the potential of 4D synthetic materials. Conventional materials are limited to only 3 dimensions: X, Y, and Z, the side to side, front to back, up and down. But now, says Huang, we are building materials in the synthetic dimension, or 4D, which allows us to manipulate the energy wave path to go exactly where we want it to go as it travels from one corner of a material to another.
So basically, it's just energy manipulation, which they're referring to as a different dimension.
Yes, and here we go. They've named the groundbreaking discovery.
Oh, good
and
Lord.
It's called topological pumping.
Are you freaking kidding me?
Could potentially lead to advancements.
Say it again, Frosty. Say it again.
Topological pumping.
I'm going to stand by my word that scientists are no longer allowed to name things. What the hell? Okay, first of all right, so let's back up. Let's not get caught up in the name because I already made Frosty uncomfortable with my mud cracks jokes. But let's go to CMC's comment. I had some questions about their definition of dimension and wondered if that was just a headline grabbing word. I'm wondering the same thing because it sounds like they're just learning how to manipulate energy, which woo-woo people have known how to do for millennia. And they're going to give it a stupid ass name. And I don't know. But maybe there's something about it that I'm not understanding.
This could potentially lead to advancements in quantum mechanics and quantum computing. This is due to the development of higher dimension quantum mechanical effects it might allow. So it's almost like a priming for a fourth dimension, like getting something ready for a fourth dimension
across just a plane.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Most of the energy,
real confusing.
Most of the energy, 90% from an earthquake, happens along the surface of the earth. Huang said, therefore, by covering a pillow-like structure in this material and placing it on the Earth's surface underneath a building, it could potentially help keep the structure from collapsing during an earthquake.
Okay.
The work builds upon previous research. Hold on, I'm almost done here.
Okay.
The work builds upon previous research conducted by Huang and his colleagues. Their earlier studies demonstrated how a passive metamaterial could control the path of sound waves as they travel from one corner of a material to another. So that does raise some very interesting points. Basically, you could redirect the energy of an earthquake. You could redirect sound. So you could say, so here we go. Here's one that just popped into my head, and I could be wrong about this. If I'm wrong, anybody can come on the show and talk about it. So let's say you live next to the interstate. You have an absolutely wonderful house. You love your house. You love where you live, the place you're renting, whatever. But there's a super loud Interstate 95 that just runs 300 feet from your backyard. And the noise is, disturbing. You're trying to sleep at night, whatever. I'm taking it that they could possibly use this material to cover a sound wall or some barrier up there and make it where they could redirect the sound that hits that wall and channel it somewhere else. So potentially there could be an interstate next to your house and you wouldn't even hear it.
Yeah. It seems like that might be something they could do. So it's actually a material that they're putting on a surface.
It's a 4D synthetic material.
Manipulating the energy waves.
Now, I will say I don't understand, and that's probably due to my ignorance. But I don't understand how that is part of a fourth dimension. It seems like you're just manipulating the third dimension. But
maybe because we don't really see energy. We can't see energy.
Yeah, that's true.
And energy is
like these waves
all around us at all times in various forms.
Ooh.
I don't know.
But I'm
CMC
glad
has a lot of different CMC has a lot of thoughts and opinions on all of this. He thinks he can explain.
Yeah, I think you're right, CMC, because they do originate from the fault lines and one going under the other, creating that friction. But when that friction reverberates out over the land, they're saying that they could put a material on the land that would absorb or redirect those those waves, those energy waves. So I imagine you could
Keisha
use.
said,
What about water? Like, what if you could do that with like tsunamis?
it's
I
like
don't know.
5G. Is it real? No one knows, but they're prepping 6G just in case they can market that too. In a conventional speaker, sound emanates from the center and travels out to the edges of the
The edges of the
cone.
cone. But if that cone had some kind of synthetic material on it, they could control what direction the waves went. And so I think, once again, I think this actually is really related to that last article we were talking about, where it's like, here's this new technology, this new thing they have, but there's been a kind of a difficulty in explaining how exactly it's going to affect our world, the real world,
Mm-hmm.
real world applications.
Yeah.
But there could be lots of them. Like they mentioned the earthquakes. I said like noise barrier or train
Sound,
tracks or something like that. And then could that somehow be placed in oceans and they could absorb or alter the energy that's in waves? And then you get to all kinds of possible climate manipulation. So
Yeah. So they're saying they can place the spot of the energy anywhere on the speaker surface. And then Norsk said, so that's where the mud cracks came from.
yeah.
Yeah. Some weird stuff tonight, Frosty. Weird stuff.
Well, the news has been weird. It has been hard to find them. There's been all kinds, and all kinds of crazy stuff coming out right now. And I'm just as I see this all pop up, it's just been one of those things where it's like, oh, like why is all this stuff coming out at the same time?
I think it validates our New Year's predictions that
I
things are
forgot
going
most of them,
to.
so it'll be interesting to go back over those on New Year's.
The biggest part of it was that things need to change and things need to be restructured. And it seems like there's a lot of that happening in all forms and ways.
Yeah.
Like the technology is changing. People are starting to have different breakthroughs with that and science. And then this whole alien thing is causing a fracture in our country's government, because our government is figuring our government that we see is figuring out that there's a government that really controls everything, and it's being brought to light. And that's not cool. And people won't like that. Not that they didn't know that it wasn't already existing, but it's causing it to be known. And that's when things happen and become restructured.
Yeah, and CMC says we are hearing all this because summer is usually a slow news season. But I'll take it, CMC, because before too long, instead of talking about 4D synthetic materials, we'll be talking. The only thing that'll be on the news is the presidential election. So we'll take the weird news while we have it. Right.
Luce, it's interesting that you say that about the reptilians, because which now that Priestess Wonderland is here, I will repeat what I said earlier. Thank you, Priestess Wonderland, for sharing the Dr. Suzanne Spooner YouTube video that you did with us, because now I have completely gotten immersed in listening to as many of her hypnosis sessions as I can. And one of the ones I listened to, the guy's higher self was talking about the reptilians and how they've completely destroyed our planet, and it's all coming out now and it'll be fixed. So interesting that you also brought that up.
All right. All right. Well, that was the weird news.
Thank you, Frosty.
Yeah, there's a lot. There's a lot I could have put in there tonight. There's been like some political assassinations down in South America and stuff like that, but I try not to.
Yikes.
I try not to put too much. I try to balance it out a little bit. So, anyways, if you come across a news article that you want us to kind of talk about more, and feel free to put it in our Discord. There's a channel there for sharing weird news. So if you see something scroll across your feed, just take a screenshot on your phone and post that junk up in Discord, and we'll get it on here.
Yes, Allison. I even looked into the QHHT training, but it's about $1,000. So I think I'll have to put that take a back seat on that one. Lisa, there's a Amazon Prime show called Deep Space, and they talk about all sorts of stuff. Cool.
By the way, did you want to update them on your new channeling classes are now $1,000? Have you talked about that yet?
Yeah, just $1,000.
It's just $1,000, and you can make payment plans, installments, and
no, my Night with Divine Mother is $33.30.
So there you go. What a bargain!
Yeah,
what a bargain. I mean, you might as well be giving it away for free, people. You might as well be giving it away for free.
$1,000. Yeah,
it's 900% off.
Yeah. So did we want to do some what's in the box? A few rounds of what's in the box.
You know what you need? Not necessarily for the witching hours, because you do this on your stream, but I just had an idea.
Tell me.
You need like a little intro video, like a little 7-second intro clip for what's in the box that you can play.
I want to have a little intro video for higher self readings too, because I want it to look like that I'm going up in an elevator. So I need people to make these things because I don't know how to make shit like that.
Maybe I can make the what's in the box.
Oh, there's another lady who does training cheaper, but is it still considered QHHT? Because that's like the Dolores Cannon thing. Like, you know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? Yeah, we need a what's in the box intro and a higher self intro. This is important things. Okay, so I have I have one box here and I got another box there. I just have to put stuff in the box. So give me a second.
All right, while she's getting that, I'll just say what I talked about before. Next week we have Mark Hunter Brooks, so come and join us next week. Mark Hunter Brooks, we have a lot of stuff to talk about. Glad to have him back on the show. September 7th, we have Brian Schexnader. He's going to come on and talk about his ghost podcast and some personal experiences he's had. And we have a lot more coming your way that we'll be putting up soon. And also, since some more people have come in, there is the merch giveaway. So take the screenshot of your Apple Podcast review and your subscription on YouTube, put it in the giveaway channel on Discord, and win yourself some free Witching Hours merch. All right, you ready to go?
Someone anonymous just bought a ton of my merch. And you want to call them out because you're jealous. It was probably my mom. Hi, Mr. Weird. My mom always buys a ton of stuff on my merch store. So yes, it's probably my mom. Thanks, Mom. 2 students branched off from Dolores and they disagree with each other, but it's still QHHT and they were both trained by Dolores. Oh, that's interesting. Yes, I have 2.
That's a tale as old as time.
I know, isn't it? Like, that's what happened with yoga. That's what happened with Reiki. It's like, Islam. It's all like everything. It's always, people are always arguing about shit and then it all goes to hell.
Yeah. Islam. Yeah.
One believes in person, the other one's developed virtual. I bet you could do both. What's the difference? You're just talking to them. Anyway, here's box number 1. We're going to start with the red box. our lovely red box. So remember, use your players, your psychic gifts. We've all got them. And you want to clear your mind, take a deep breath, and then see what impressions you can get from what's in the box. You might sense something, see something, hear something, feel something, know something. When you've got a clue, you've seen or felt or know something, put it in the chat.
I'm just going to throw mine out there. I saw something hard silver.
Okay. What's in the box? CMC says a hard white ring of some sort. Mr. Weird said disc of some sort of metal, like a coin or a metal.
And for some reason, I'm going to say this since I actually have a microphone and we're not doing this on your stream. I always give like a little thing that I get, but I never actually say the thing that I see. So I'm just going to say the thing that I see this time. I see like a pendant, like a brooch. And I feel like
Okay.
I'm going to go with angel.
Okay.
Okay. So put the whole thing out there. That way, when I'm absolutely wrong, I can just accept it. Although I did do really well on one of them.
Yes, a couple of them.
Mm-hmm.
So Norsk said she sure did. My internal sponsor, yes. My mom bought the merch, but it makes sense that my mom would buy the merch because it was her dad that came through to make the painting with us. So I figured she would. Apple won't let you create a review, Luce. What the heckity heck? Hoaxer said a metal spoon gold. CMC says with a metal clasp and or a silver color around the white ring. Metal stuff. Yeah. Won't let you type it all, though. That's BS, Luce. Beat it. Beat it with a stick. Dang you, Apple reviews.
I will say I'm not the biggest Apple fan, and interacting with Apple Podcasts, which is like a must, is difficult if you're not doing a podcast like I do from PC. Interfacing with Apple Podcasts is like darn near impossible. Not being in their
I feel
ecosystem.
like everything that Apple puts out is impossible to deal with. That's my opinion.
Well, there goes our Apple sponsorship.
Anybody else have any guesses on what's in the red box? Because I'm going to tell you right now, what everyone is guessing is actually in this box. Everybody's guessing stuff sounds like what's in this box. So you guys are picking up on stuff, but not in the right box. So why don't I show you what's in this box? Because what's in the other box is completely different. What's in this box is a quarter. So it's metal, it's round, silver, right? On the back of this particular one, it has the John Brown's Fort, Harper's Ferry, West Virginia. John Brown's Fort is from 2016. So there is what was in the other box, which I think is what most of you were seeing. Quarter. So good job, everybody that saw something similar to this. You just got it out of the wrong box. So now that you did the other box on accident, what's in the red box? Was the black one the one that you filled last? It was. I put something in the red box first, and then I put something in the brown box second. So you go ahead. Let's do the red box again. Take a deep breath. Clear your mind. Use your senses, your clears. What's in the red box? CMC says it's a feather. Hoaxer says something black or a dark color. Keisha thinks it's a carnelian. Hoaxer said a small book, a fox toy, or a drawing, but then you heard carnelian.
I'm going to say something to do with fruit.
Fruit. Okay. A card. Y'all ready to see what's in the box?
What's in the box?
Yeah, you guys are all over the place. What's in the box? It's a mud crack. No. It's a seashell.
Ah.
Pineapple and a piece of paper. I don't know if anybody guessed anything correct for this one. I'm looking through. I don't know if there was anything. It's reddish, yes. It is a red seashell. Do we want to do one more? See if you guys can redeem yourself on that one. We'll do one more. And then we'll try a remote viewing experiment. Sound good? All right, let me find one more thing.
Okay. Now, if we could just visualize the winning lottery numbers, don't say them out loud. Just send an email to johnnythefrost@gmail.com. And I'll let you guys know next week. Yeah, just PM them to me. Do not put them in chat. Just PM me what you visualize as the winning lottery numbers.
Lottery numbers.
Has anybody won
Keisha's
it?
the closest because she said it's a stone. I think somebody did.
Somebody did win it. It was up to like $1.5 billion.
Yeah.
Wow. And somebody won it.
Stone equals ground and seashells. Yeah. Keisha was probably the closest. I agree.
I'll never win because I never play.
We played last summer.
The last time it was up to over $1 billion, we finally bought a ticket, and I thought about buying one recently, but I just forgot. But yeah, that's when I play, is when it gets to once every 10 years.
All right, everybody, you guys ready for the last what's in the box?
Let's go.
Calm yourselves. Get yourself centered. Clear your mind. It's the red box again. What's in the box? What is it made of? What shape is it? What color is it? What does it make you think of? Don't just try to guess because you know how big the box is. CMC says a card, a lottery ticket, or a receipt, something paper in that size. Mr. Weird said, I've never encouraged this object. Photo, sunny, visual, or something kind of artist painting. A sticker or a rectangular thing. I've never encountered this object. So therefore, you never have encouraged it. What do you think, Frosty? What's in the box?
I'll say some kind of rock, but I wasn't really
Okay.
getting anything strong.
All right. Any other guesses before the box is revealed? I'm gonna let you know somebody has got it right.
Ooh, that's interesting. Who is it?
I ain't gonna tell you yet. Somebody has it right. A ham sandwich.
I'll take coronal mass ejection for 500, Alex.
If the last box had a mud crack in it, what's this box got? Hand slap. Hand slap your hand sandwich. All right, you guys ready to see what it is?
Yeah, let's see what it is.
It is a block, a wooden block, but it has stickers on it. Keisha, it has stickers on it. So you said stickers, a sticker,
or
and a rectangular thing. So it's not a rectangle, it's a square, but that's pretty damn close. So good job, Keisha. Stickers, and it's square. I was hoping somebody would see the red because that's like a bright red, you know? Good
That's
job.
really good.
Good job.
That is really good. And it's interesting because, like, overall, like, we usually have someone get really close every time. And, you know, statistically, I mean, you know, you don't have like 1,000 people going to response.
No.
So,
Yeah. Yay, Keisha.
Good job.
She wins the $1 billion lottery or whatever the hell.
Well, once I get all the lottery numbers, I will share them with you, Keisha, as your prize.
You saw something painted. I mean, it is a painted block. It's painted red. Yeah. Keisha isn't the only one in the giveaway now. Uh-oh, guys. Luce got it to work.
Keep them coming.
Y'all better watch out now. Luce is going to get a second tumbler.
I want a big old wheel of names. And that goes for all the people listening at a later date. If you're listening to us on the podcast or checking this out on YouTube, the whole month of August 2023, you have the whole month to enter.
That's fine, Luce. I think Spotify is fine as well. Anywhere you can leave a review about the podcast, I think would be fine. Do you agree, Frosty?
Yeah, that's fine. As long as there's a screenshot of it, you're good.
So do we want to do one remote viewing exercise before the night is over?
Do I get to pick the location?
No. We could do a poll again.
I was thinking like I could pick a location and I could concentrate on that location. Or no, I guess that's different then, right?
That's different than what we did last time.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, we have done that before.
That could be interesting, and that's kind of similar to what's in the box.
It is. But I think the other one's more fun.
Okay, that's fine. Let's do it. Let's do that then.
Okay, so everybody put in a suggestion of either a past or future event or a place in time. It could be an event or a place in time, past or future. Last time we did this, we looked at when aliens will visit and be known. And what was the other one we did? I don't remember
Roswell
the other
47.
one. Roswell 47, that's right. So we did 2 alien-inspired ones. So what do you guys want to do this time? Put in some suggestions, and then we'll do a poll. And we'll probably have time for one. Can we be a bit macabre? Yeah. I don't see why not. Take past time to think of a time. Hoaxer sent you the lottery numbers. The birth of Luce. That's what Luce suggested last time. We did not remote view that. We were all in agreement that we didn't think Sailor Girl would appreciate that. So what y'all got? What y'all want to go see, do, experience, past or future? Throw out your suggestions. Ooh, CMC wants to know who really shot JFK. Yeah. Who fired the shot and from where? It'd be interesting, though, to choose a significant date for one of us and see how accurate everyone is. That would be good, which is kind of what Frosty was talking about.
What I was saying.
Location. Mm-hmm.
Like if I thought about a certain, and I think you're right, Luce. If we were to do it like with a personal thing, then we would know if someone even got like one little part of it right,
Yeah. That would be more details too, I think.
Mm-hmm.
Keisha said we had a revelation about the last time's alien future event. Loose Linguist and I were talking about it, and I think we all saw similar things in different locations because there's different alien races all agreed, and we had given consent so people knew where to go because they were told where. Hoaxers is suggesting the night of the death of Alexander the Great. Very interesting. Yeah, I think we had kind of said too, like last time, that maybe we were seeing when different aliens would be making their appearance. One of those Suzanne Spooner hypnosis sessions I listened to, the guy said that we would know that aliens exist for sure by 2025.
Which is only like a year away.
Yeah.
Year and a half.
Stonewall riots.
Within a year and a half. Yeah.
Yeah.
Could be tomorrow.
What are the Stonewall riots? I am not familiar.
The Stonewall riots were LGBT riots that happened in the 70s? Or was it the late 60s? I want to say it was the early 70s. In New York City, if I'm not mistaken.
Bonjour. Hello. Zach. How are you? It's probably morning for you, right? If you're in France, if you happen to be French.
1969. Yeah, in New York City.
In New York City. We could try to see when the news would report who really killed JFK, because I think everyone knows who it is, but there was no proof. The Lower Manhattan Fire of 1845. These are all good suggestions. Frosty, do you want to start making a poll?
Yeah.
And I'll read them to you. Let me know when you're ready for the first one.
Okay, first one.
The JFK assassination.
Okay.
Death of Alexander the Great.
Okay. Where Jimmy Hoffa is. Where is Jimmy Hoffa? I like that one.
Yeah. Then there's the Stonewall riots of 1969
Okay, I got 2 more spots.
and the Lower Manhattan Fire of 1845. And where's Jimmy Hoffa?
What's
On
the year for
Hoaxer the what?
what year was the Lower Manhattan Fire?
1845.
All right.
Then there was also Hoaxer suggested the end of the world. Mr. Weird said in the cave with Jesus 2,999 days after his death. So now you guys got them all flowing in here. Nile River, 2,600 BC. You want to see their face when they open the door. Oh, 2.9. Gotcha. Oh, I see
yeah,
it.
2.9 days. Yeah.
Yeah, 2.9 days. I was about to say 2,000. Wouldn't that'd be like not even yet, right? 2,999.
Well, I think Hoaxers did the Death of Alexander the Great.
Mm-hmm.
So let's get rid, since he has that one, do we want to get rid of Lower Manhattan? Or which one do you want to keep,
Hoaxers, which one would
Hoaxers?
you rather have in there? We can take out one of yours, Hoaxers, and replace it with the Jesus one. Luce is down for Jesus. Do the Alexander the Great one. Okay. Then I think we're ready to put the poll up. How exciting. I love doing these. So remember, I'll lead you guys through meditation.
Okay, the poll is up.
And then we'll, when we decide which one. Yeah, 4 for Jesus and 1 for JFK. Cast your vote now. 2 for JFK. 3 for JFK. Uh-oh. Oh, God, now it's tied. 4 for JFK and 4 for Jesus. Somebody
we need
better
a tiebreaker.
Somebody better break that tie. If you see aliens, you're out. In either circumstance. Oh my God. Somebody break the tie. Is it JFK or is it Jesus? Where's Lake West? Yeah. At worky work. Making the tea bags. She needs to break the tie. Yeah. There's still time.
There is
Somebody
still
needs to
time.
vote. Somebody vote.
Still another minute or so.
Break the tie. Void Hubby is coming to break the tie.
We still have some people in chat who haven't voted.
Keisha told her to quit her job and get in here. She needs her tea money. There's a little bit of time left. Ay, ay, ay. He'll pick something totally different. Oh, Jesus. Oh, there we go. 5 votes for Jesus. Tie is broken.
Now somebody's going to come tied up again.
You're well trained. Ay. Looks like we might be doing the Jesus. So we're gonna specifically be asking to go see the Crypt of Jesus
The moment,
when it was opened.
well,
Was that specifically what we're asking for?
well,
Mr.
the real
Weird?
Mr. Weird said that's a little tricky because I feel like well, it's like the same thing. Like they call
The
it a
place
crypt.
where he's buried.
The place
right?
he's buried, yeah.
Or set. I mean, if it's a cave, it's probably not really buried. It's probably just like set in there, right?
Well,
It's
he
laid
was
out
set in
in the
there, and there was like a
cave.
rock that was like essentially like
Mhm.
a stone that was placed in front of the opening. I mean, this is going back to my days in Sunday school. I don't know how
And
historically.
really, that's what they're saying it was. But we could remote view it, and it might be different than what we've been told all this time. Okay, so we're specifically asking for to remote view to roughly a little less than 3 days after he passed. And specifically to the cave / crypt of where he's been placed. Correct, Mr. Weird? I want to get it right because I'm going to leave you guys in a meditation here to get to it. So I want to make sure we have the details out and about. Okay. All right, good. Okay. So remember, if you haven't done this before or you don't remember what we did last time, I'm going to lead you guys in a meditation to get your minds clear, your bodies calm, and then we're going to remote view the specific event. And then I think he was talking about after the crucifixion, right? CMC?
Yeah, I mean, I guess we're going. I mean, this can go a lot of different ways depending on people's beliefs, but I think the typical belief is that Jesus was crucified, died, and then on the third day he rose again.
He rose again, right? That's what we're trying to see. So remember when you're doing remote viewing that everybody experiences things differently. So you might see things in your mind like it's your imagination, but it's not your imagination, like you're getting the information from somewhere else. You might hear things in your mind like it's your thoughts, but they're not your thoughts. You might know something, like you sense it, like you feel it in your gut. You might even smell something or taste something. Like there's a lot of different things that might happen. And you're really just trying to be open to all of it and kind of, take it all in and see how much you can pick up on. We're going to do a timer for 3 minutes once I've gotten everybody through the meditation. So let me go ahead and get my timer shut up. So make sure you're getting yourself in a comfortable position, preferably with your feet flat on the floor. So you want to be comfy, but probably sitting up with your feet on the floor. Okay. Everybody ready? Keisha's anxious and nervous about it. All right, so I've got my timer ready for 3 minutes, and I'm going to start it once I've gotten you through the meditation, because I'm also going to do it with you.
And just a reminder, if you're listening to this in podcast format or watching us on YouTube, you can still participate and then leave us your comment about what you saw. If you see something and want to participate, just leave a comment on YouTube or in review there or wherever, and we'll see that and check that out too.
It's exciting to hear everybody's experiences afterwards. All right. So I want you to close your eyes. We're going to start with our breathing. I just want you to breathe deeply in through your nose, really feeling the air go down your throat, into your lungs. Feel your chest expand. Hold that breath for a second, and then exhale. And as you're doing these deep breaths, you want to begin to clear your mind. Watch your thoughts go by like clouds. Feel your body relax. Relax your head, your jaw, your neck. Relax your shoulders, your arms, your legs. Let's do another deep breath in together. Breathing in as deeply as you can. Holding that breath for a second and exhaling. One more deep breath. Breathing in as deeply as you can, feeling your body relax, your mind clear. And exhale. Now, I want you to imagine that you're standing at a closed door. And I want you to notice what that door looks like. What is it made of? How big is it? What colors is it? Does it look old or new? What kind of handle or knob does the door have? Now I want you to reach out and grab the handle or the knob. I want you to open the door and step through. And when you step through the door, you will be transported to roughly 3 days after the crucifixion of Jesus and witness the event of his tomb being opened. All right, our 3 minutes are up. Bring yourself back to your body. Bring your awareness back to your physical self. Feel yourself sitting in your chair. Feel the weight of your body. Move your arms and legs. When you're ready, open your eyes. And if you feel like you would like to write down your experience or type it, let's take a little bit of time to make some notes.
All right. We'll go over them in just a second. Once you're ready, if you do want to highlight them with channel points and put them in there or whatever, if you want to share, feel free. And as I said before, if you're listening to us at another time, in another place, then leave a comment wherever you can and we'll check it out and respond to you.
Okay, I'm finished with mine.
Okay. All right, so I'll start. I think Luce was the first one to put hers in there. My door was a stone arch with sun bleached wood, little white cracks between each slat. There was no handle, so I had to pull the edge to get it to open. At first, it was darkness. Then I saw the stone covering the entrance open. After that, all I saw was a pulsating gold energy. And then she said before that she got kicked out of the
Got
viewing.
kicked out of the viewing. Weird. It's pretty interesting. Little Wing fell asleep. That's a good meditation, Little Wing. CMC said I was in the cave and could see sunlight beaming through the cracks of the poorly sealed cave entrance. Jesus breathed in suddenly. I had the thought, I stink and I'm hungry. And I also heard the Journey lyric, Old Dusty Road led to the river running slow from Sun and Love. Also heard the word bibliomancy at the beginning and saw the number 186. Very strange. So I turned right to page 186, and at the top, the words read, "It is home to about 1,500 soldiers as well." That was Stone in Love. Wow. So weird, CMC. Frosty, you want to read Keisha's?
Yeah, my door was red with a plain round handle. Once my eyes adjusted, I saw the walls of the cave. It was a small entrance to a larger cave, but only one way in and out, or it was man made. Jesus wasn't there. He hadn't been since minutes after he was put in. He disappeared, leaving only the shroud and clothing on the dirt. Several people moved the rock. It was placed in a spot dug out for it. Mary Magdalene was beautiful, big round cheeks.
Wow. Linguist said, I saw a door just like Luce's before I fell asleep, only mine had an old knob painted ivory. That's interesting, Little Wing, that you and Luce had a similar door.
The real Mr. Weird said, when I got there, the stone was already gone, and I saw women come to the opening, covering their mouths and eyes of shock. They entered the cave and inspected it. I rewind in time and saw a lot more, but it's too much to type on mobile. Well, feel free to share in Discord or something if you want to, The Real Mr. Weird.
Does that mean the cave? Because I saw other rooms in the cave, like a crypt for lots of folks. He was in the front room and just on the ground. Frosty, what did you see?
So my door was kind of similar to what Luce had said. No, sorry. I think it was Keisha. Keisha was the one who talked about there not being an easy way to open it, or was that Luce?
That was Luce.
That was Luce. I saw an old, kind of like really old wooden door that was kind of overgrown with plants like ivy and stuff that was growing up all around it. And I couldn't figure out how to open it because when I reached for the handle, there wasn't a handle, but there was like a round, like some old metal that was just like a round piece of metal that you could grip, and you had to push it in. So I thought it was weird that you wouldn't pull it out. You had to push with the circle, so it wasn't a very good door. But it was really pretty, and when I opened it, I was standing on like a hill, but the tomb was below me, so it was like built into the hillside, and the wind was really strong, like very windy. Like the wind, you could just hear. You know when you're in that wind and it's just snapping. It was kind of like that. And then there were women. I couldn't really see them, but there were women alongside the road that went right beside the hill, and I think they walked around the corner and you could tell like something wasn't right. I think like the door was open and they didn't really say anything, but you kind of heard like some gasps, kind of like a little bit of a kerfuffle or whatever. And they kind of like went away, like kind of high, like energized, like they were like trying to figure out what was going on. That's
Very
what I saw.
interesting. Keisha said that she felt and smelled dirt and sawdust. So this was my experience, Frosty. I was standing on a hillside and it was dusty and sandy and hot and windy, and the dust was blowing all around. So we both experienced the windy ass hillside. For me, everything else is a little different. I saw men in white roby things standing around and they were arguing. And I couldn't understand them because they were speaking in a different language. And there was one man in particular that I could see because he was the most like boisterous and he was very upset and he was like having a shit fit about everything. But I could like I didn't like him. Whoever he was, I didn't like him. And they were speaking really fast. And there was a soldier standing there and he had a spear. And like he was just waiting for somebody to give him instructions. And then finally, the soldier is the one who has to move the stone out of the way. And as soon as they moved the stone out, Jesus was just standing there inside the door, but he was glowing. And for a second, I could see past him where his body was laying. Like his body was laying there with the shroud over it. But then all of a sudden it was gone. So it's like I saw him standing and his dead body at the same exact time. But then the body was not there anymore. And then, so like I'm standing there like I'm a participant in this and I'm completely shocked. Like I can't even believe what is happening. And the man that was like really shitty and like I didn't like him, he like grabs his chest and he like falls down into a sitting position on the ground. And then Jesus says, and I can understand him. He says, he's standing there with his arms out like down like this, and he says, "My friends." But I could understand him, but I couldn't understand anybody else. It was very weird. So you guys were seeing him on the ground? Yeah. The light beams from the covered entrance were filtering through the dirt. Jesus transcends all languages, apparently so, but not the asshole dude. Couldn't understand it. Wow, you guys. So interesting. So we all had a cave. It sounds like everybody that got that far saw a cave for sure. It's definitely dirty and dusty. And because it seemed like everybody experienced some kind of dirty, dusty stuff. And then the rest of it was all kind of different. Me and Frosty both experienced the wind.
For me, it actually wasn't that dirty and dusty.
No.
But I think it's all a matter of comparison because I was in Kuwait and Iraq.
Oh yeah.
So it wasn't like that.
You know the dirt.
It wasn't like the desert. It was definitely arid, but there was like some grass and stuff. Like there was some vegetation. It wasn't like just like the middle of the desert.
And then CMC and Keisha both experienced it from the inside, which is really interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah, the a-hole wasn't the source of energy, just ego. Yeah, Mr. Weird. Thanks for the suggestion. That was a very interesting one.
Yeah, that was fun.
Really cool. What happened to Hoaxsters? Hoaxsters, did you do this one? Did you do it with us? I'm excited that Little Wing tried, even though she fell asleep.
I was about there myself.
Yeah. Meditation's no joke, man. You get a little bit too relaxed and you're out. I fall asleep in yoga all the time.
Well, if you did participate,
really cool.
and you wanted to share, you can always put it in the Witching Hours Discord.
Yep.
Feel free. Usually all kinds of videos and stuff being put up there. So jump in. When I post this video, I'll try to remember to put a link to the Discord. Mine always resets, so I have to do it every once in a while. It never stays.
Mine does too. I don't know.
But anyway, we'll put that up there. We'll be back next Thursday with Mark Hunter Brooks. It's going to be a good show. It'll be a fun time. So I hope to see you guys then. We got a lot coming up. Thanks everyone who came to hang out with us tonight.
If you enjoyed this experience, I'm doing the Past Life Meditation Circle on Saturday. And it's very similar to this, but you're experiencing your own past life. So if you want to jump in,
the past life stuff is always fun. And it's one of the past life thing. It's a cool experience when you do it. But from my experiences with it, it becomes even more fascinating as time goes on and you reflect back on them and start drawing connections. Like I'm still drawing connections to past life regressions I've done, like 8 years ago.
Yeah.
So they can keep building on each other. And for me, it's raised some interesting questions or clarified some things. So if you can, it's definitely worth it.
You get to play with your band on Saturday. That'll be fun.
That will be fun.
Yeah. So yeah, if you're available, you got time, you want to do some more of this, but for yourself, Saturday night, Past Life Meditation Circle. It's really always fun to listen to everybody else's experiences too.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yeah. And tomorrow night I'll be on.
And I'll be editing the Witching Hour videos.
Friday.
Lots of stuff coming. I have the next Witching Hour stories too. It's all written and ready to go. I just have to record it. So we have it coming. Yay. So take care, guys. Thanks everyone, to all you listening out there, and we will see you all next time.